and we can even go further, which is great. We are going to give our blade a big buff. We're gonna take this equipment away, even though it didn't. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. Today we're playing with Boros Warriors, completely free to play, 0 mythics, 0 rares. This is an artisan deck. Other than the Needleverge and Pillarverge pathways, I've incorporated that because we are playing in Mythic, and I really recommend that you buy the pathways with your rare wildcards if you are a free-to-play or a beginner to Magic the Gathering Arena. If you are, Boros will also refer to the color combination of white and red together. Typically, this is an aggro-style archetype. We've also seen it with Burn and some style of Tempo before, though. You know, the colors can go any which direction, but again, typically white has access to exile, red has access to burn spells and damage, and you know, they both have low CMC creatures for the most part. With that all out of the way, we're going to talk about the deck list, break down the strategies, the synergies, everything you need to know to be operating it as its utmost effectiveness. If you're not interested in any of that, I understand. You're already a professional pro player, you know, playing in the MPL. Use the chapters, if so, to skip to the gameplay, and you know, I won't bother boring you. If not, welcome to the deep dive of my latest free-to-play deck. You know, this power level on this deck is absolutely insane. Inspired, sorry, by one of our supporters within the community, Brad. We played his Winota version, and I've reverse engineered that into this. So if you're interested in an upgrade guide for this specific deck, watch that video. The link is in the description below. With that all out of the way, you can be collecting commons and uncommons for your whole set by just doing a few drafts. If you're new to the game, check out my farming video. I'll leave that in the description for you guys as well. If not, it will be on the end screen. So, you know, collecting commons and uncommons shouldn't be a big deal. We get that comment a lot where it's like, well, I don't have all of these commons and uncommons. How am I going to make this deck? Well, you should be farming, do that, and then you start drafting a little bit, and you'll complete your commons and uncommons very easily, at which point I release multiple free-to-play decks every set that do their best to compete within Mythic. Okay, we've gone on long enough. Let's break down free-to-play warriors here, you guys. We have a lot of one-drops, starting out with Resolute Strike at instant speed, nonetheless, so you know this is a banger. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Typically, that's very good value all in on its own. It gets better though, because if it's a warrior, which our whole deck is warrior tribal, you may attach an equipment you control to it. So you can be changing your equipment at instant speed, which typically is unavailable. You can only do that at sorcery speed. So not only that style of shenanigans, which nobody expects because typically you can't do this, but you also get to buff the creature a little bit in the process. 4 copies of our first warrior, Sea Gate Banneret. This is a 1/2 in which we can pay 5 to give target creatures we control +1/+1 until end of turn. So, you know, if you get this early game, it's a great 1-drop. You're keeping tempo, keeping on your curve. That's exactly what you need to do. If you pull this later on, you know, the game goes on longer than you want it to because we want to close them out on turn 4, turn 5, ideally. But maybe we get to turn 5 or turn 6, the Sea Gate Banneret can, you know, reinforce our wall of creatures, make them a little bit stronger, and hopefully that'll do the trick. So utility early game, utility late game. We really like to see that quite a bit within the decks. 4 copies of Fireblade Charger. Now this is the star of the show, a 1/1. As long as it's equipped, it has haste. We have plenty of equipment in the deck that we're going to get to in a second to give it haste. That's great. The equipment we have is also relatively cheap CMC, which means you can get him out and attacking for, you know, almost nothing. When it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. You know, 90% of the time that target will be our opponent because we just want to go straight face, kill them as quickly as possible. Moving forward, we've got 4 copies of the Cliffhaven Kitesail. This is, you know, very, very cheap, only costs 1. When it enters, it equips immediately to a creature we control, and the equipped creature gains flying. So you can have a 1/1 flyer with haste for 2 that deals 1 damage when it dies to your opponent, which is really good, but it gets so much better than that. And the first thing I think we need to talk about in our 2-drops is the Kor Blademaster. You know, if Fireblade Charger is the star of the show, the Kor Blademaster is the spotlight lighting him up. A 1/1 with first strike, and equipped warriors you control have double strike. You know, we're equipping our warriors. Now all of the equipped warriors will gain double strike. Talking about dropping the charger and then giving it flying. Now, even though it's a 1/1 with flying, it's got double strike, which becomes much more prevalent. And, you know, we've got plenty of other equipment in the deck as well. So not only does the Blademaster have double strike organically, but it will give all of our equipped warriors double strike, which is very good because we're seeking to deal a lot of damage very quickly. There's a little bit of removal in the deck, though. We didn't want to sacrifice any creature slots for the removal because when you do run equipment, you are at an increased risk to removal. So, you know, your equipment is no good if there's no creatures to place that equipment on, right? So we do have removal, but it's in the form of an MDFC land, which is great because now if we don't need it, it's a land, which we do need because we are not running many land in the deck. We are abusing the shuffler to our utmost ability today. The land comes in tapped. That's great. You know, this can help get you to 3. 3 is our highest CMC drop, so, you know, the land and the deck is fully operational at 2. And yeah, so the takedown's great. We can go wide with all of our warriors, pick out one of the creatures, a block or something like this, and of course play it as the land if we don't need. Moving on, Leonin, woof, of the Lost Pride, a 3/1 cat warrior, and when it dies, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. This is just relevant in the current meta. If you don't have some form of graveyard control, you're going to get walked on. You know, it could be as simple as exiling a Kroxa, right? And that could be the difference in winning some matches. Moving on, 4 copies of the Seasoned Hallowblade, another 3/1. We can discard a card, tap it to give it indestructible. This is great. It survives many forms of removal other than exile. And again, when we have so few creatures and when the equipment goes on the creatures, that makes it a high priority removal because if your opponent can remove a creature that's equipped, that's a 2-for-1, right? That's good advantage. So the Hallowblade can kind of get around that. So it's a great target to stack your equipment on because you can basically always give it indestructible through a discard. 4 copies of our Scavenged Blade. This is an equipment for 2. When it enters, you equip it, which is great. An equipped creature gets +2/+0. Typically, this isn't great because you want to be increasing the toughness as well. However, when the Kor Blademaster is giving all of our other equipped warriors double strike, the first strike damage will take control, and then you don't need any power, any toughness. You're only focused on your power. So this is why the Seasoned Hallowblade, a 3/1, and the Lost Pride, another 3/1, are extremely vital within the deck because they can become a 5/1 with double strike, which is really cool. So they don't need the toughness other than damage-based removal like Bone Crusher Giant. That's why I say stack it on your Hallowblade or equip it past 2, push it to 3 if you can. But nonetheless, the first strike damage will make up for the lapse in toughness. More equipment within our Relic Axe. Again, for 2, and when it enters the battlefield, auto-equip it to a creature we control. The equipped creature gets +1/+1. If it's a warrior, it gets +2/+1. All of our creatures in the deck are warriors, so this is giving +2/+1. A little bit better than our Scavenged Blade because it can help us survive some of the damage output. But again, that's not our priority. We just want to look at our damage output. Our highest converted mana cost card here is a 3-drop Warleader, a 3/3, and other warriors you control get +1/+1. This is a stackable creature, so, you know, if you have 2 of them, the warriors will be 4/4 each because they're giving each other +1/+1, and the rest of the deck is going to get buffed up as well. We have 4 pathways in the deck. If you're a beginner, I recommend you spend your rares on land first, whether they're Fable Passages or the pathways that are coming out right now. And then we've got 6 mountains and 6 plains. So we're looking a little light on land, but don't worry, we are sitting only at a 1.7 average mana conversion cost drop or whatever. So you don't need the mana. You get to 3 mana, you're firing on all cylinders, dropping 2 cards a turn, or your best card, which is great. So that's the deck list. As far as your strategies and synergies go, flood the field with warriors, give them equipment, attack, attack, attack. You know, you do get the double strike through the Blademaster, which is your priority. You can give evasion through flying through your Kitesail to get above the blockers, dealing damage still directly to your opponent. The Charger is amazing because when it dies, it will deal damage equal to its power to any target. It's a warrior. We can buff it up not only with equipment, but with our Warleader's Anthem as well. So getting damage in, and then when it dies, it'll deal damage to them as well. So you put them in an unwinnable situation. And most importantly, the Resolute Strike. This allows you to go basically kamikaze, always attacking, and then once blockers have been declared, you can be like, okay, well, this equipment goes from this creature over to this creature, and your opponent might think, okay, well, I can survive, and they're only doing 4 damage, and I've got 8 life, so I'm going to take this damage and block and kill this creature with all that equipment on it. You can take that equipment, put it on your other creature, and just like trick them into lethal damage, which is really, really cool. Of course, you do have a little bit of removal with the takedown, like I mentioned. Play your Hallowblade as a priority to stack your equipment on because of the indestructible. That way you're only losing to exile. That's the strategies and synergies, you guys. A very strong, very competitive deck, even within Mythic rank. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoy playing the deck. And most importantly, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay footage we have for you today. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and maybe tell a friend about us as well. Take care, and we'll see you soon with our wrap-up thoughts. All right, you guys. We've done something very special in a big way. First off, I don't know if you've heard this, but Cyberpunk 2077 has been pulled off the Sony store due to the fact that the consoles are unable to render the game effectively. I wanted to say render, and it can nor run nor render. We need a new word for that. So that's crazy. That's like a round 1 TKO. PlayStation 5 eliminated from the console wars immediately. How is Sony going to remedy this? Only produce subpar games? Be like, no good games. Can't do that. Because, like, I play Cyberpunk on my PC. Not come across really that many bugs or problems. It's fine. I'm having a blast. Like, you look up at these cities and it's like multiple levels. It's like, this is good. And it's like really setting the bar for the future. I think we go total aggro here. I don't know. What do you guys think? So anyways, other than Sony, you know, being immediately eliminated from the console wars, which just started, like, this deck's banger too. We've got free-to-play warriors, and we're talking turn 4 wins. It's really, really fun, and we're gonna get right to it today. Show you what's up. I'm nervous to play the Relic Axe. I almost want to go wide, and we will kind of go wide for now. You know, if we can pull another Fireblade Charger, we could play that with the axe on top of it. We do have some removal here as well. We'll be able to remove for 3. We don't mind the ramp. We could remove it, but I think we just slam past it. Right? Let them ramp and remove what they play after that. So let's see what we pull. Let's get 2. Warleader in play. We can pull 4th land. This is going to be great. And these are big hits. Right? Over for 6. They don't want to block because it is their ramp. So that's, you know, a little bit unfortunate to our damage. And they do end up just taking it. Nice. Let's end our turn. I have to wear a hoodie to cover up this filth underneath, right? Ooh, oh, get that off stream, right? Oh, you dog. I like that quite a bit. We need another creature off the top. A 1-drop. 1-drop creature? No. We put it on the charger, Avi. And then both the charger and the blade can attack. The blade can just grab indestructible and, like, survive it, right? Come on, you can do it. Charger goes too. There we go. If they kill the charger, we still get to put in 4, which takes them down to 9, and they'll take that 4 as well. What? Big damage, man. If we play the land, we can double drop these equipments. None of which give trample. Or else we just are dealing 3 damage to something. I'm going to keep it because, you know, we could grab a land off the top and then we could mix and match, right? So we could play 1 equipment and our takedown. So let's keep our takedown in hand. Yeah, the cool thing about... Oh, nice. So that gets to kill our artifact. Interesting. Okay. So I'm glad we didn't play them. Yet, anyways. I guess we couldn't have played them. LOL. You know, they just kill the axe, so I'm not sure what's going on entirely here. We can re-power up our charger and swing in. They have to play defensively here. Two 4/4s is not bad though. Oh, Primal Might is deadly. Nice. Primal Might gets better every day. Okay, that's gonna change things a little bit. And now they can still play defensively. Deep breaths. Let's put it on our Hallowblade. And we'll use this because Hallowblade can just grab Indestructible. It sucks because they can immediately remove it. But I think it's still worthwhile. And if they block it, they take 3 damage. So we definitely need to play the takedown. And they have to block this with one of them. So we can grab one of the gem razors here. We're going to toss our Scavenged Blade. Pushing a pimped out mono green deck to its breaking point. And we don't need to play this now because we've already played out through the discard. So we're going to keep our takedown for now. Chilling out. we can drop anything that we draw. And I would love to pull out a Blademaster. A little bit of trample in my life. Let's see what they're up to, though. They've got 4 mana in play, and I think they can put down to 5, which we see here. Whoa! Whoa! They paid life for that. They do gain 2 of it back, so only paying 1, and the Great Henge is amazing. Do they have a creature to play? If they do, that's so good. The Great Henge is like... Okay, they don't have a creature to play. This is our chance! Big money. Why don't you attack us, sir? Right? That's not it. That is not it. But we can get weird with it. We still get 3 damage in and the kill. Put them down to 1, man. What I would give for a Resolute Strike here. And again, let's grab Indestructible. I don't think this takedown's going to be relevant. Because this is going to come in as a 4-3. Everything comes in really strong. Let's keep the creature go wide. Down to 1. They do gain 2 life with the Henge, which means the Charger cannot be killed, right? It needs to be chump blocked. Eric's Uprising for the life gain. 2 copies of it. Hello, good game. Free to play in the house. Woo! That is awesome. We're going first. We have 3 lands. Some creatures. No 1-drop, but I think that's just fine. This strike is really nice. The Lost of the Pride could be good. Not only is it a blade, so the 3-1 is what that signifies. When we equip it, it's going to get even stronger, and then the double strike will basically... you know, get rid of its low toughness, right? Because of the first strike combat damage. So the low toughness won't really matter as much at that point. It's all going to be about the power. Let's get after it. We can pull a 1-drop utility knife, that would be great. Then we could play our Blademaster and the utility knife. Ooh, Brushfire Elemental. We can block it. That's probably worth our time. They're not necessarily into it. So this is going to be a big hit if they don't block it. And then we also have the Resolute Strike to hold up if they've got a Bone Crusher Giant, right? Just to kind of dodge that. Because it's a threat that they need to address. They're on a 4-turn timer. Let's give him a hello, good game. This isn't near good enough hand to be doing that to someone. But I love it. Ooh. They'll see our 5 damage and probably raise us a few more here. Very nice. Again, they've got the 2 land available. If we had some warriors with vigilance, now we'd be really talking. I think that would work well. Are there any low CMC warriors with vigilance? This should be a search to do. They're gonna go wide. Right, they want to play the henge next turn, maybe. Which is not going to happen because they should have saved their passage then. Right, because they do need a 5/5 in play on turn 3, so turn 4 they can play the henge. We're about to give our 5/2 double strike. If we draw another plains, that's going to be great. No. So if they have a Bone Crusher now, we're kind of screwed because of the land. Big hits. It's not really worth blocking. You stop 1 of 10 damage. But they do anyways. And if we had a Rimrock Knight or something there, that would have been very good. Oh, there's no trample. For some reason, I was thinking we had trample. How are we getting trample? Oh, we're using the beatdown method. We were flirting with flying, we were flirting with trample, and I guess we just decided to go with the brute force option, which I think can still work. Right, we'll just chop down their creatures 1 at a time. They can bone crush giants. Ah, great henge again. This is very good. Very annoying. Nice. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is going to be a problem. The lack of planes is hurting us a little bit. There you go. So it's like we can't even afford to play defensively, is the thing. Let's see where these blockers go. Kind of annoying. We could double down, put it to a 5, deal 10 damage. What if we just go for it? I don't think we get it. We get really, really close. Right? If only we had 1 more equipment, we would have gotten it. Very close. Very, very close. So they're still going to run away with it here. I think that the flying will be a requirement. We'll quickly make the edit. It's not a hard edit. We'll be dropping a utility knife or 2 for the chance at flying. Rates like Kitesail, equip for 2. I'm surprised we've not got hit with a Bone Crusher Giant here. We were protecting from it, but we decided just to try to spaz out on our opponent, right? Because we knew we weren't going to get very far with it. Good news, Maya's on the wheel at least, so there is some entertainment there. They probably still want to attack, and if there's a Bone Crusher Giant we lose, we can probably just back out here. But we'll see. Yeah, this smashing, nice. Just as good, right? I mean, we're super duper dead anyways, so to kill the elemental seems strange. But let's show ourselves out in style. Good game, my friend. Oh! We get close. We're going to make a really quick edit. We go first. Only 1 land. And we can't do anything with it, so we have to toss this. 2 lands. We'll play slow. We're going to keep this. We'll toss 1 Relic Axe. Right? So much for hand smoothing, right? I thought you guys were all talking about this Rig Shuffler. Where is it? We should be pulling more lands. Playing nice and slow. Get that out of the way. Hallowblade first. We have the Baronet, but that can be snuck in for 1 pretty easily later on. Black, great. We pull a red, which is delicious. Hallowblade survives most removal, not exile. They should remove, but you know, the best they can do is remove it or interact with it at instant speed. Not Yorion Rose. It's just going to be a general Dimir control. Axe in play. We might have to tap our blade. Right, if they have some instant speed jazz, or if there's a bounce spell like a Petty Theft. That's going to be less than ideal. Yeah, it's just a Heartless Axe, so we tap, and let's toss our other Relic Axe. Indestructible. At a certain point, we should just keep this to discard. Nah, let's play it. I would hate to get burned by not playing it. We'll always draw every turn, so we can discard that way, worst case. It is Esper, and they kill the Baronet, so we should have kept it. And they get to discard, so that's going to hurt our Hallowblade survival. We have to keep cards in hand, basically. Oh, and I wish we had Double Strike. I'd power up so hard right now. Right? So now the bummer is we can't cast it because they get to discard either one. And then they have removal on the Hallowblade, and we'll have to discard the other. So we just have to let them have it. Less than ideal. Right, they take the Plateau, which is awkward. It's like they have creatures to play. I know you don't, though. Don't try to trick us. Oh. Well, that makes perfect sense. You dirty dog. Speaking of the exile, there it is. And off of a 1-land hand, we're going to pull nothing but Rock and Roll. We may need to trim more lands. That's fine. We're going to dial this in. I think this match is probably a scoop for us now, though. We may want some protection. Kemetra's Blessing, perhaps? Good game. Let's back out. That pesky exile, huh? Alright, we're going first. We don't have a 1-drop. We have both colors of land. Still almost pulling too much land, I think. We might trim it even more. You know. A little aggressive. White, so we're probably not worried about much. It could be a Shatter, so we should play our Hallowblade. I want to play the Lost Pride just to make them think that we're not a threat. Because typically this is, you know, a non-playable card. It's the Lesnia with the Cobra, not good. go for it. We can discard anything, really. We just get the damage in, which is really nice. If it's a passage, I'm gonna cry. No, that'll be next turn. They still go up to 4. I mean, it could be a Yasharn. Mentor. Okay, that's kind of the feeling I had off the start, that it would be Counter's deck. They have 2 mana open. I don't think they're going to block anything. We should equip to the blade because I could remove the leader. As long as we hold this up, though, we're fine. There was no hold up there, so I don't think they have it. Let's take a big swing for 9. They already took 4. Let's discard our Lost Pride. We killed a Cobra, which is great. And we still get 3 damage. And we can keep this alive with another discard, so we don't need mana. Instead of using the Resolute Strike, we would just discard it, so we can play the Sea Gate. That's our 4th land. Worst case, questing beast. Bazoo's Lieutenant is really good. Protection from multicolor. Shuts down our Warleader. Double tokens on the Mentor. This is still not bad, though. We've got the Resolute Strike plus a Relic Axe, so massive hits. And the planes to discard. Two attacks. These are big hits. Another 10 damage. The Mentor will make a 2/2. It also gains them 4 life, which is a little bit unfortunate for our strategy. And this is really awkward. Should we dump it all onto the Sea Gate, or just leave it because we don't have double strike? Regardless, we toss the planes. We could grab another 2 damage, but I don't think we should yet. Alright, let's keep this in case there's shenanigans. Right, it could be like a Scorching Dragonfire, 3 damage. Ooh. But we could even block this Mentor and kill it, which I think is a good option. Hopefully they whiff. Whiff! So now we can't do that. But they're tapped out. So this is going to be a good game for us, I think. Oh my gosh. Big hits, baby. Sorry, Winota. And we can even go further, which is great. We are going to give our blade a big buff. We're gonna take this equipment away. Even though it didn't need to. I don't know why it didn't give us... Oh, it did. It just didn't show it. Nice. Loving it. Right? Beating a Winota deck. Going through multiple Bazaries, a Snake. 0 rares. 0 mythics. Doesn't get better than this. Our opponent goes first. Makes me pretty sad. Dr. Gonzo. Hello. Good name. Right? Hello, good name. That should be one. Evolving Wilds right out of the gate. We can take down next turn while we play the second charger, if we don't pull a land. If we pull a land, I hope it's a plane so we can double draw. And even then, we might still just play the takedown so we can get the Warleader out. Hit for our first damage. Playing against Simic, very interested in this. Lotus Cobra, they love it. Let's try to kill the Cobra. The Blademaster kind of reveals what we're about to do. And having 3 Scavenged Blades in hand is a little much. Hey, look what he's holding. That's a Scavenged Blade. That's the exact thing there in their hand. Nice. Oh, it's Mutate. The plot thickens. This could get out of control. And they attack. That's great. They're totally tapped here. For what, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage, baby. We've got 2 Warleaders and no land to play it. Certainly hope we get one. We do have 4 damage on board unless it's bounced. They've probably got pouncing shore sharks, so that would be sad. They're trying to rush into the auspicious Sterix. They have 3, 4, 5 mana at disposal right now. Blocking the Charger results in the creature death, plus us doing 3 damage. Oh, they're going wide. Nice. But again, they're still taking significant damage through the block process. Oh my lord. Where's our other land? I want to go flying, but maybe we save that for next turn. And I think they definitely have to block one of these, right? They have to do that. But then we're still... Yeah, Maybe we keep the Blademaster back for now. They're going to lose both creatures and that's it. Or they keep one creature, we deal 6 damage. That third land would be awesome. Just thinking... Sorry, friend. It opens up more damage, and we don't necessarily need the double strike so much anymore. One's gonna die anyways. Let's push it real good here. We do get this 3 damage through. Down to 5. They have 5 land, right? They need creatures to block us. And they can't attack with their flyer. Pouncing Shore Shark would be really good for them. Mana gets spent, and they try to defend. The Barons can come out, which is great. But if we just push this up, they can't do anything. Unless it's a Shore Shark and they bounce it. And that would be sad. Blademaster in the sky. Charger dies. We deal 3 with the Charger. Blademaster does the other 2, escaping the Barons. Right? Much love, my friend. And we still had a little bit of extra juice left over, which is great. Unless they're gaining life here somehow that I don't know about. That is another free-to-play slapper, right? We're doing pretty good with no rares, no mythics. In Mythic, like that's... Ugh! Alright, you guys. If you play free-to-play decks like this, farm your wild cards, you could end up like your boy HGG. You know, don't be spending those wild cards if you don't have to. I get it. We're putting out good decks all the time. But check out the free-to-play series. If you're brand new to the game, like I mentioned, you need to watch my farming videos for beginners so you're spending your resources effectively and efficiently. To recap, you need to save your gold for a whole season. You need to have 70,000 plus gold. 100,000 is ideal if you're brand new, right? And then when a new set comes out, you just draft limited. That gives you a full set of commons and uncommons. And if you do get good enough at drafting, which if you have that much gold, you will, you're going to complete your rare set as well, which is pretty cool. This is all done 100% for free. I go over it in detail in the farming guide if you're a beginner. And now that allows you to play the 10 free-to-play decks that I make every set, still remaining competitive and not ever having to spend a wild card. And then you can farm them up, right? And that's always a great feeling. You got to fill your cup, you guys, before you drink from it. If you're always spending your wild cards, you're always chasing the next deck, it's hard. So just complete your whole collection instead, right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Again, thanks for your time and attention. If you found any value within this video, please like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to a friend, support financially, either on Twitch, on Patreon, by becoming a YouTube member. Lots of ways to do so. And of course, just your general encouragement, your time and attention, your support. It's truly limitless, and I am unable to put it into words how to thank you. So I appreciate you. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.